Today, we are going to talk about should I change the transmission fluid myself and will it cause any damage to my transmission? Many people are told that don't change the transmission fluid as it may cause the car slippery or affect the gear shifting. Here, we will tell you it is true or not. Of course, we don't want to damage our car because of the maintenance lags. But the improper maintenance methods are the least we want to see when transmission fluid change is operated. In our old video, we talk about the myth that there is a lifetime fluid for your transmission, which I have to say is completely nonsense. So for the first questions, should I change the transmission fluid? Before the answer, I want to ask you, have you ever changed the fluids before? If the answer is yes, then good, keep on your original changing plans. If not, then you may not be suggested to change the transmission fluid. Instead, here is our suggestion plan for you. Imagine that you never changed the transmission fluid until now. It has already 150,000 miles on it. We will strongly suggest you not to change the oil suddenly. The reason is your vehicle transmission gets to the current viscosity already. The torque converter and the whole system runs well with the dirty fluid which has higher friction now. Once you change your dirty fluid completely, with so many cases the vehicles start to slip or even not move as the torque converter not work well with the lighter friction. In that case, we will suggest you to change the dirty fluid bit by bit. Drain out the old fluid about 1 bottle transmission oil, let's say around 24 ounces, and then refill this new bottle oil into the transmission. In this way, you can slowly replace the dirty automatic transmission with the new clear fluid and not affect any converter functions. Keep in mind, do not radically change the old fluid so the automatic transmission can hold the consistency and function. Ideally, change it regularly. 50 to 60,000 miles is the best and keep you out of the messy situation we just mentioned. And this leads us to another discussion: how to check automatic transmission fluid. More and more vehicles are designed without fluid dipstick. Even it's crucially important to do transmission fluid check periodically. So now we are sharing you the easy-going way tips for fluid level checking without a stick. Number 1. Connect the diagnostic scanner to the car computer. Second, monitor the report on the diagnostic computer to see the transmission fluid temperature, which will be around 85 to 95 degrees. Number 3. Put the gear in park once the temperature reaches the specific level. Next, keep the vehicle running in idle. Next, prepare a drain pan underneath the transmission inspection plug to receive the fluid. Then, unplug the inspection hole of the transmission to see if there is the fluid flows out or not. Watch out to not get burnt by the freeze-out fluid, which is very high temperature. 7. If any fluid flows out of the inspection hole, means the fluid is overfilled. Each vehicle has different transmission fluid, and how many quarters transmission fluid it should have. Especially in the cases if there are no fluid flowing out of the inspection hole, you may need to add the sufficient fluid. And if you are wondering how much transmission fluid you need to add, always refer to your user manual for the precise amount you should add into the transmission. Last, pay attention on the fluid to see if it's dark and dirty. The dirt or dust in the fluid signals us the timing to transmission fluid change. In the case, if you have fluid stick already, things should be way more easy. Then kindly let us remind you of the symptoms of the low transmission fluid. First, and the most common one is difficult to shift the gears. Second, the gear shift is delayed, which means you may have 2 to 3 seconds delay to wait when you try to shift the gears to drive or reverse. Third, the gears slip while you drive. This is the most significant message to signal your transmission fluid is not enough. In this case, you will feel the car doesn't move any faster when you put your foot on the gas and try to accelerate. Number 4, the overheated transmission signal. One very important job for the transmission fluid is to cool down the temperature while the transmission system works. So it's easy to picture that if the fluid is not enough, it will fail to cool down the temperature. Once you notice these symptoms, have a thorough check and figure out the reasons as early as possible. Meanwhile, we are going to share with you the handy tips how to save money on transmission repairs. Here are the tips to save you thousands in transmission repairing. Number 1. Change the transmission fluid periodically and keep the oil clean. Depends on different models and years. You can set the time for regular changing. Example, Nissan may need to change every 30,000 miles, while Toyota can last longer to 60 or 80,000 miles, as the latter one has more stable transmission. Number 2. Choose the synthetic transmission fluid as possible as your vehicle can take it. Number 3. Choose the correct viscosity fluid for your transmission. This also reminds of us why more and more vehicles are having no dipsticks or nor drain plugs anymore, so you won't put the wrong fluid to your transmission. Remember, always refer to the user manual and make sure the additives and the friction are correct to your car. Number 4. Keep your cooling system with good condition. Make sure the cooling fan and radiator function well so they can help cool down the transmission fluid. You can also watch our this old video for more maintenance ideas. Right, so back to our question at the beginning. Should I flush my transmission fluid? The answer is all depends on your own situation. Leave comments below to let us know, do you go for flush or not? Alright my friends, as always, I appreciate of your watching and I will see you very soon next time. Adios!